Are y'all here already? I didn't get my mess cleaned up. Don't look at it yet. I gotta pick up all this stuff. There's a whole lot of cleaning needs done in my house, and I'm never motivated to do it because over there I've got a quilt I'm hemming. Over there's a book I'm reading, and it's been a week since my little granddaughters was here. And here's coloring books and crayons. How about you help me and we pick up some of this where it doesn't look quite so bad? Will you help me? And I did bring my vacuum cleaner in here. We need to do a little vacuuming. And I'm not motivated to do this, but I know after a while Terry will be calling me, want me to help him doodle tractors and hay trailers and stuff over to get hay, and I may want to ride along with him. But I want to do this, and I'm going to go put a load of laundry in the machine. I've got the dishwasher going. I've used it this morning, so I didn't wash my dishes by hand. Anyway, let's start by picking this up. I think my dog wants to play. You don't get on my quilt. Don't get on my quilt. This is the one I'm binding at present time over here. And when I do those live streams, and sometimes I'm right here in this little corner. This is my little corner where I sit to talk to you guys. And sometimes you don't see all the rest of this mess around me. So I'm going to work on that tonight. We'll have to get together tonight. What is it, October the 14th, and we'll work on that. And this is the book that I'm reading, that I let my housework go just so I can read this book to you. And I'm up to chapter 17. And it's an interesting story to me. So I want to do that. But like I said, let's clean up a little bit of this mess first. Okay, I'll put this right back over here. I can't move everything. I've got my thread. I've got my needles. Peggy Lynn, and I don't know if y'all know Peggy Lynn or not, but she sent me this little needle case a few years ago when we were still friends. And in here's some of my needles. Janet sent me these needles. There's some more in there, but that's just the cutest little needle keeper. You can see it's got a chicken on it. But I keep that over there. That's sweet. Thank you, Peggy Lynn. I don't know if you'll see this or not, but I do appreciate that. And I wish we were still friends. And maybe we are. Okay. Alright. Uh-oh. What did I find over here? I found a pair of shoes. I found another coloring book. Uh-oh. I found a bowl. Oh, here's the last story I read. I hadn't put this up. Anybody want this book? If somebody wants to have this book, I'll send it to them because I'm finished reading it. So if somebody wants it, tell me and I'll put it in the mail to you. Okay? I'm going to put my shoes over by the door. Can I put my shoes over by the door over there? I think I will. Actually, I see another pair over here. These shoes are over by the door too. But I'll just put another pair with them. Oh. And here's a book. Here's one of Millie's books. That's a cute little story. Got that little storybook from Millie one time. And now let's pick up these colored pages. I'm not going to throw them away. And there was some cobwebs over there on the floor. Anyway, let's pick up these papers. Millie and Deanna both love Bluey. So I got on Amazon one day and I ordered them a Bluey book. They love Bluey. But I'll just put them pages right back in there. Is that you, Heidi? Is that you? So let's pick up their books. I'll get them. And I've got them both a box of new crayons, and we keep their little crayons in this bowl. Now that box is empty. These must be Millie's because they're still in there. But some of them get broken, and my little doggy likes to eat their crayons. She'll chew them up and eat them. I've got a little bookshelf back here behind the camera that I put some of this stuff on. It needs organized too, but I'll put them back there. A few little puzzles and stuff. And they'd had a little snack, and Sheila Ruth that comes up to the quilt house, she made them these little placemats that they just lay their little snacks on sometimes. And this bag, I think it was Sharon Johnson that sent me this bag, but I could be wrong on that. It's been a couple years ago. But isn't this a neat little bag? Put your sewing projects in. Well, anyway, Deanna, the 2-year-old granddaughter, was playing with it the other day, and she put little stuff in there. Can you see what she put in there? She's been playing with these little spools of thread. She put her some fabric. Whoop, I dropped that. Hattie, will you bring that to me? And what else? There's a crayon. But anyway, it was just little stuff that she put in there. And these little dominoes. They don't play dominoes, but you know, little Deanna tries to act like this is her phone, and she'll do like that. So this is just some of the little stuff she plays with, and she loves this bag. I do too, but Deanna does too. So I'll put it back here in this little bookshelf. Alrighty. And there's just a chew toy that I need to wash and clean it up. Let's move that over there. Here's some more little toys that the little kids, the girls have played with. Some more of them foam dominoes. One little empty spool of thread. A little butterfly. They was catching butterflies in that. And now this is some of my junk. I was cutting 2.5 strips. Gonna make one of those rugs. Those, what do you call them? The rugs that they sew together with the stuff in between them. So that was some of my junk. Oh, anybody want this book? I'm through with this book if anybody wants to read it. Did y'all listen to this story? It was a good one too. I enjoyed this one. What else have I got? Now this one, I've not read this one yet, but it's kind of on the agenda. Won't that be a good one? And I hope I'm not breaking any copyright rules by reading this. But that one, I gotta keep this one for a few days. And you gotta have a cookbook in there on your coffee table. So if you see something that you want to make. Oh, and what is it? Here in about a week, I've got to make my husband a German chocolate cake. And there's my German chocolate cake recipe that I'm going to use for him. Because that's his favorite cake. And he always requests it on his birthday. So he's got to have that. What else? I still got some stuff over here. There's sewing machines there. Here, can you see me? You can't see those. But over here is a pile of quilts. They need put someplace. Some trash. There's the phone. which I'm telling you, whoop, I think it just went dead. Are y'all like that? My phone, I'm always forgetting to put it on the charger. Can you see that? Placing the charger. I think it went dead. Let's put it in the charger. Mama might call, and then I wouldn't have a phone. I'd pick it up and I couldn't answer it. So let's put the phone in the charger. I'll take this one off. And I don't answer my phone. Can you see that? It says 23 missed calls. Do I ever answer my phone? When Mama calls sometimes, I'll answer and she'll say, "Oh, you're in the house." And I'm here a lot. I don't ever leave the farm, very seldom. Okay. And this picture here, let me put this back over here on this little bookshelf behind us. This is my picture. Sometimes I change little stuffs in my background. And that's me and my sisters. And I had it behind me one day. So I need to put it back up there on that shelf. I'm going to show you just a couple more pictures. I'm supposed to be cleaning, but you know me, I always get sidetracked and I don't do what I'm supposed to do. But I need to get back up there. But I'm going to show you. And I see cobwebs up there. I'm going to show you my grandmother's. Now this grandmother, this is Grandma Ellen, La Marie Ellen, but everybody called her Ellen. And she was a quilter. I don't know how many quilts she made in her lifetime, but she made a bunch of them. So everybody called her Ellen. I called her Grandma, but everybody, all her nieces and nephews, she was Ellen. And my other grandma, this is my other grandma. And actually, I think I look like her. I think this is the grandma I favor. But she didn't make as many quilts as Grandma Ellen. But this is Grandma Corinna Alma. So the reason that I have named that green machine up at the other house, I've named that green machine Alma Ellen is what I'm going to call her. And I'm not going to call it Corinna because one of my sisters is calling her machine Corinna. So I'll just take the Alma Ellen, and my green one's Alma Ellen. After Alma and Ellen. Now there's the story on that. I've told you that one now. Okay, I'm not going to put those back up there just yet because that little deer, can you see that deer up there on that little mantle? Go that way, right up there. It's got cobwebs all over it. So I think I'm going to take it down and brush the cobwebs off of it. Do you want the story about the deer? Since I'm just chatting with you, I'll tell you about the deer story. Let me get it. I'm embarrassed to show you this because Rita never does this. Shame on me. Can you see the cobwebs on the deer? I don't know if they're showing up, but Terry's mother, my husband's mother, had this little deer, and this little deer is Terry's now. So that thing is vintage. It's old, but I'm going to clean it up for him and put it back up there because I don't dust up there, and it's really got a lot of cobwebs. Shame on me. I know. I'm not a housekeeper. I'm not going to claim to be. I'd rather be sewing. I'd rather be reading a book. I'd rather be in the kitchen. I'd rather be taking care of my grandkids. Sometimes I'd rather do anything other than be cleaning the house. But I need to because y'all might come to see me someday and then I'd have all this mess. All right, I'm going to put him over here so I can take him in the kitchen in a little bit and wash him. I'm going to take him to a sink and wipe him down. But this is a vintage deer though. And I don't let the little kids play with it. I just make it stay up there, and they look at it sometimes and they'll say something about it, but they don't get to play with him. Let me move him in here. Now, I need to get my dust rag. I need my dust rag so I can wipe. I got my vacuum cleaner there. Let's see, over here, let me see, there's a pile of quilts. Turn you all around. That grandfather clock needs dusted. So, what am I going to do? How long have I been talking? Oh my lands, I've been talking for 15 minutes and I still haven't even turned this vacuum cleaner on or dusted a thing. I've just done nothing but talk. This is not getting it done. Okay. I hope y'all get more done than I do today. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. See you later.